Hello everyone. Today we have Nikhil Pujari with us. Nikhil, who is an Indian professional footballer who plays for Hyderabad FC in the Hero Indian Super League as well as the Indian national team. Hello, Nikhil. A very good evening. First of all, thanks a lot for coming on this podcast. I hope you're doing fine in this pandemic. So, let us begin. Can you tell me how did you decided to play football?
Hi Adit. Hope everything is fine and I'm doing good. Now, currently quarantined in Goa, but yeah, it's fine. So, football, I think I started playing in my school days because my school was really good at sports and football, especially because at my time there were few players who were playing for the national league that time itself, and that was a big thing. Players from Navi Mumbai playing for the national league. Suprit Jatana, who is the coach in Father Agnel now, and Zair Abbas, who is doing really well in Calcutta. So, looking at them, I started playing football, and that was it.
Yeah, that's really good. Even I used to play football, and Suprit sir, I played under him as well when I was in
Oh,
Agnals. Yeah,
oh, okay.
so I
Which
know
batch?
Nikhil sir. So I passed my 10th in 2016. So before
Eh,
Amit Ranavde, he was my senior.
okay, okay,
But I
okay.
have played with him as well. So I know I've played with Suprit sir, I've played with Jerome sir, and I know they all are like really great coach. So how what do you think like the role of your school, like you were in Saint Augustine?
Yeah,
How
right.
important was the role of the school in shaping your career?
I would say it was really, really important. If you see now, like as you mentioned, coaches in Father Agnel are really good. But at that time, there were no good football playing schools that time. So it was only St. Augustine's. So, and I would say my coaches were really into producing players. So, as Suprit sir played for Air India in the I League, and after that, Rahul Beke played. So there were many good things, and I won't say there are many coaches in Navi Mumbai right now to produce players, but at that time it was only Augustine, and I was really lucky to train under Amjad sir and Sunil sir because they have put a huge amount of time for me, like training in morning and evening. Though there was their timing was only 7 to 11 to work, but they would make sure we were training in evening as well as morning, and it was only for school. So it was nothing less than an academy. Now only in academies you will get 2 times training, but for me training in school two times, giving so much time for football, so that base was really important, and that is really helping me now.
Yeah, that's really good. Also talking about the opportunities, during those days, we wouldn't get that many kind of opportunities as much as the footballers who are playing now get. You know. So, what
Yeah.
are your views on that also, like about the opportunities which has increased massively during this time?
Yeah, so as I mentioned, at that time there were really less schools who would prefer students playing football. Now parents are into football. Everyone wants their kids to play football, cricket, or any other game. So for me, that time we only played like 3 tournaments per year. So now kids are used to get some 10 tournaments. They get this 3 4 child league, everything, and that is massively up to AIFF because they are doing a great job pushing the state leagues to make sure kids are getting many games. So it has changed a lot, and it has been like 10 years now. It has to change, or else how will we get into World Cup?
Yeah, that's really good. So, in 2016, you made your debut for the East Bengal FC. Can you tell us like the story from Navi Mumbai you reached to East Bengal FC, and what were the difficulties and challenges that you faced during this journey?
That is a big story. So I was playing for Air India before, so I played for them in 2014 something. I had a very good season with Air India. I played every game. I started every game. I was not substituted. I was part of Air India for the whole year. I played every each and tournament, and I thought that was my time to go out. And so there was this thing of AFF's rule was there to play under 22 players. They had to sign 5 under 22 players, and I thought I have will have a good chance to get into Mumbai FC team, which was playing in I League. So I waited for that and waited, but unfortunately I couldn't make it into the team. They had signed players, and then I had to wait for like 6 months, and that was a very difficult time. And I thought I have to quit football and do something other than that, but I think God's plan was there, and by something I got to know there was trials in Mohammedan, and that was during this time Durga Puja. So I asked my dad to book my tickets, and I couldn't get a reserve seat for that. So I traveled with some family, sleeping at the side of washroom for some time, met some people, and that journey went on, and I reached Mohammedan ground. So I gave trials for Mohammedan. I couldn't get into that. So East Bengal wanted a player. They had already signed 4 players. They wanted one player. So that was me, and I did well in that trials. So I got a 3 years contract there, and that was a major thing. Otherwise, I don't know what would I have been doing now, because if I was not able to sign that contract, I think I would have quit playing football and did something else.
That's really great, seeing the way you have struggled, like even to reach there in Kolkata, and firstly getting rejected by one of the clubs and then signing for another club. I'm pretty much sure that would be one of your most happiest day.
No, very, very happy. I don't know what. Like for me, playing for Mumbai FC was everything. I didn't thought of East Bengal or anything. So that अभी जैसे लोग कहते हैं कि कुछ ना होने का भी फायदा होता है, तो मुंबई एफसी अगर होता था तो मेरा बहुत चांसेस कम था. I would have played for I League that season, but I went to East Bengal, and that time it was not easy. Many players in Mumbai, they don't prefer to go outside, and I think after many long years I was the one who traveled to Kolkata and gave trials. So for me that was one of the biggest happiest day, because that changed a course of my life, and I was with I League team for first year. I played for them. I didn't play for anything, but I was happy training with some legends. There was Arjuna Awadi, Deepak Mandal, like proper high Indian giant team it was. So I was really happy playing there. Not I didn't mind playing games there, but training with them was everything.
Yeah, because at the end, along with playing, the experience matters as well. Training with all these experienced people, every day you get to learn new and new things.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in 2017, you got your debut for Team India. What was the reaction when you got to know that you would get a chance to play for the Indian football team?
That was massive. Hearing this thing, I still get goosebumps, because that was something different. Because for me, if you think 2 years back, I was rejected by Mumbai FC, then playing on for the national team. First, it was for under 23 team, and when I played, I played 14 games for East Bengal. Then I was called up for the under 23 national team, and I was really happy for the camp itself, because they were really top players for Indian under 23 team. But I made it to the team. I played every game. I started 4 out of 5 games. I played against Qatar, played 2 games against Singapore, Syria, and everything. And I had a really good outing with every team. So that day itself, Coach Constantine told me, like, you are in my plans. I'll be looking out for you. So after that time, after 2 months, there was a national team call up for Tri-Nation Cup. So he called me up, and I was at home, and I busted out. Like, I was really happy, because my career took a big turn playing for the national team, and getting rejected there and playing for the national team in 2 years time. It was something different. And playing in Mumbai,
It's like a fairy tale. It's like
fairy
a
tale.
completely
Like,
fairy tale.
yeah.
So, like in 2018, in the South Asian Championship, you got your first international goal. it was a really important goal which came against Maldives. How, like, what was going through your mind when you scored the goal? Like, what was going on?
No, see, before that, in 2017 itself, my major setback came after my debut. I got injured, and that was a major injury, ACL. So I was out for 10 months. So I used to train at home. There were ups and downs. There were some days I was doing really well in rehab, and some days where I was really down. I was not doing good, and AIFF gave me a good support. And then this tournament came up. Coach called me up and said, "We are looking out for you in this tournament, and this will." And I knew this is my chance to come back, or else I'll be out for a different kind of month, because that was an important part. So I went to the camp. I failed test and everything, but I had coach backing up. Coach was backing me up. I did well in rehab test and got better. That 45 days were important for my rehab. And the day came, we played. I was in Australia, then Bangladesh. So first game we played against Sri Lanka, I was out. I played for like 10-20 minutes, and I had okay timing with Sri Lanka. So coach had his faith on me, and he said, "I'll give you a chance in next game." So I started that game, and that in 10 minutes time I got one chance, and I missed it. So, and I thought this is not for me, and I'm not ready for this international level this time. But after some time I got this ball right on the flank, and I went in, I scored. So everything was a flashback. The whole year, everyone working hard around me, physios, coaches, and everything. So that goal was really important for me as in a career, as well as for me mentally, because that was a goal which removed that block which I had in this mind that I'm still injured or anything. So after that we played Pakistan. We thrashed Pakistan 3-1, which was a different story, because everyone you're talking to, they are telling पाकिस्तान से मत हारना भाई और कुछ भी चलेगा. Everyone
that is everyone's mentality. कुछ भी हो जाए पाकिस्तान से हारने का नहीं है.
फैमिली से कॉल आ रहा है, सबसे रिलेटिव से जो फुटबॉल नहीं देखते वो लोग तक बोल रहे भाई पाकिस्तान से मत हारो. But they had a senior team playing, and we had this under 23 playing for this tournament. They had their senior team, and that was a big pressure. But we had 2 goals from Manveer and I think 1 from Pasi, and we thrashed them 3-1, which is a big thing. So after that we were unlucky in finals. We played Maldives and we lost 2-1. But that tournament was huge for everyone, because after that tournament you would see Anirudh Thapa is doing really well in national team now. So that was the tournament he did really well. Then Ashik Kurnian, everyone. So that tournament was important for every guy in our batch.
That's really great. So currently you are playing for Hyderabad FC in the ISL, right? So last season we saw you that you were made to play away from your natural position. So how tough was it, and how did you adapt to that change? Because as a footballer, I know, like, once if your coach makes you change your position, it's always not easy to change a position.
So we had this, like, we started in pre-season, but my coach Phil Brown, who already he was a wing back, so he saw that in me I can play wing back as well as wing half. So that was already planned. Like, if there is any injuries or anything, I would be the second option to play in that position. But I didn't thought it will come that quick, because in first match we had many injuries. So for me to play in different position was a huge help, because I can show my quality of playing in different position, because now people know I can play at 4 different positions. I can play left winger, left back, right back. So that will be a good asset for my club. So it helped me to change my position, because at Air India, to full year I played as a wing back, but my natural position is winger. But in Air India I learned playing wing back, so that made my transition easy in ISL, playing for the Hyderabad FC. Luckily, I wouldn't say luckily, I had a okay season with playing defensive part of my game.
That's really great. Also, congratulations. You have extended your contract with Hyderabad FC.
Thank you,
So, a
thank you.
big congratulations on that. Like, this pandemic has affected a lot of players, in respect to fitness. So, how have you maintained your fitness like during this pandemic?
For at the first, it was really difficult because in Bombay you don't have big lawns or anything. Like if I used to see snaps of my Punjabi friends or Mizoram friends. They used to have big house and they have some good space. So in Mumbai, it's not a case. So I used to train at my house and it was difficult. Then I used to go down, but society में problem होता था. Then after some time, that relaxation came down and I started buying equipments. But there are many players around. Like if Rahul is there, Vinil, my brother is there. So
Yeah,
we
yeah.
all bought some gym equipments and we started training at one place, Sector 4. Mein, there is one Nerul Sector 4. Mein, our coach stays. So outside his society, we started training. And I would say this season I have worked more like any other season. This season was the toughest and we have worked hard, like everyone. I hope everyone who was training with us should be able to do really well in that season because we have put in a lot of effort this season to do gym,
Yeah, even
fitness and
even
everything.
I hope the same. Even I hope the same because seeing football players, especially from the Navi Mumbai region, going up and playing for the Indian team, playing in the ISL, playing in the I League, it is a really proud moment for all of us. Because 10 years ago, it was really rare, but now you can see like there are so many players who are getting these
Yeah,
opportunities.
right.
Yeah.
There are
So
many good talents here now.
yeah, can you just tell me like the about some transformation you have seen in the Indian football, like if in the past 10 years? Because like if you see like around 5-6 years ago, our team wasn't doing that well, but this year, if you see like obviously the team has become more strong, and you guys you drew a match against Qatar, which was like a really great result. Seeing that Qatar is a really strong team compared to us. So, can you just tell us about a few changes that has been bought in the Indian football team?
There are big changes because ISL coming in, the foreigners, better foreigners are coming in. Ilano, who played for Brazil, who was with Kaká, and many international players. Like last year, we had this Giles Van Kilgallen, who has played for like above 500 games for their country. Country no, EPL and everything. So that is a big boost because you see this player getting prepared for the match, and that has helped a lot because 10 years back we didn't had any idea of diet or anything. Many senior players used to have rice, dal before their game. Now there is a big change in diet. Everyone is very focused on their strength training and everything. So the trainings, diet and mentality of players have changed. I would say talent wise we haven't developed that much, but hard work, training wise and focused, I think many hardworking players are there right now. If you notice, our midfield right now, Udanda, Ashik, and everyone is big thing for us.
Yeah, that's really great. Seeing young players coming into the national team. So we know that the future is going to be bright for the Indian
Yeah.
football team. That's really great. So yeah. So do you have any words for the youth? Especially like there are many audience who are going to listen to this podcast and all. There are going to be many footballers who will be listening to this. So do you have any words for them? Like how they can train, how they can improve their game. So that one day they can also play in the ISL or represent India.
I think I would say for my short career and my experience, what I have seen, I would say we have to work hard. That is the minimum thing. If you don't work hard, you don't qualify for next 3-4 advices which I will give. So minimum thing is you have to work hard, but then take risk. You have to go for trials outside. You have to know where trials are happening and everything because it's important to know because half of them have no idea what is happening. So you have to keep your ears open. You have to talk to many guys, senior players, anyone who you know. So get to know them and know about trials. Go there, do well and keep improving, because keep learning and keep improving, because that is a universal thing. You don't have to do anything extra. So that's it. You have to learn and keep working hard.
Okay, moving on. Like I ask each and every, like all my friends who play football, I ask them this for sure. Who has been your icon in the field of football? Like who is that one person whom you just look upon the most?
There are many players I look upon. Like before, it was Steven Dias and Vijit Shetty, but closely I follow Rahul BK because he was in my school. And like many people don't agree to this, but this is what it is because I follow him madly. I train with him. I try to take whatever I can. He plays for Bangalore FC and national team, and for me, he was my inspiration because he used to do really well. He was hardworking, and I got these traits from him. So I used to look at him when he was in Air India, and I followed his path. So now playing with him, playing against him is a big thing for me. So he was my role model for a very long time, and I still follow him. I learn a lot. I talk to him after my games and after everything.
That's really great. You know, like you have a teammate with whom you just look upon, and you know that he's going to be with you always.
Yeah, so that is the guy I look up to, Rahul Bhate.
That's really great. I hope that he listens to this podcast and he would get to know that how much proud he must be of you. Yeah. So yeah, you know, can you tell me a bit like how do you like what is your mentality before before playing a match? Like what goes in your mind, or are you a bit superstitious? Like there are some players who do a certain kind of action before the start of each and every match. So what is your like go-to moment before a match?
No, there. See, I when I played for East Bengal before, so that time I was really superstitious. I used to do crazy things like putting up my socks, left socks first, then right socks, putting my boots first on the bags, everything. But after 2 3 years, I got to know like it's not helping, and it is nothing to do with my left socks or anything. So I've stopped treating like that. But I would say my mentality, I would say I prepare for the each game differently. Each game I read my opponent, the guy who will be playing against me. If I was playing a wing back, I used to read what that guy has done for the last 3 games. I talk to my analyst and everything. I get videos and everything, so that helps me read his game. And at the game day, I get up early. I do some stretching. I don't use phone that much. I don't talk to anyone that day much. After that, anything is fine. But at the game day, I don't do. I keep my phone aside. I try to read books and I stay calm that day, yeah, at the game day, and that really helps me concentrate on my game.
That's really great. Before we end this up, just one final question. One football moment like which you will never forget at all. What
One.
for you? Yeah.
There are many, but one I would say the game against Qatar. And moments, I won't say the moment in the game, but moments after that game, because that crowd, Qatar, we are playing in Qatar, and we have this Indian guys sitting all over the stadium and chanting our name, and they were really happy. They were really proud of us doing that thing in Qatar, because Qatar is a big team right now, number one in Asia. So playing a draw against them in their own den was a big thing. So that moment was really special for me in Qatar drawing. After when you see their faces, which made them proud, so that was the moment, my favorite moment till now.
Yeah. I remember that game, you know, because I was watching it at my home, and once the game was over, all my friends and we were like celebrating like we won the game. We know that it was a draw, but we were celebrating like we won the game because that game was super intense.
Super
Like
nice.
it was really intense, and we just loved it watching it. And you know, I really hope that in future we would be getting such games as well, and maybe one day we can beat
Sure,
Qatar.
sure. This is what footballers live for, the game against Qatar, China. big teams in their home. This is what everyone lives for, and I was lucky I was part of these two games which were really special for Indians.
Yeah, that's really great. Thank you so much, Nikhil, for removing your time and coming for this
Thanks,
podcast.
Adit.
It was really, really great. It was really great having a chat with you, and all the best for your future. I hope that you play many more games for the Indian team and you make us all proud.
Thank you, Adit. Hope we see each other soon. And I had a lovely
Yeah,
time.
we hope.
Yeah.
Well, dear listeners, that was Nikhil Pujari with us. I'm pretty sure you're pumped up to get yourself on the field to play as well as be high on Josh. With this, we come to an end of season 1 of Samvad. Thank you for